And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for a Premier League 3v3 matchup between the Dodgers and the Bulls. I am Lars Newton. Joining me here in the casting booth is Foof for some minor league esports action presented by APM Music. Foof, as always, thoughts, questions, concerns, comments, hopes, and or dreams.
Well, I hope that we get to Game 5 and we're not looking at a 3-game series already, so I want this to be 2-2. Hopefully, by the time we get there, my dream is to force that in an hour or so. So that's how I'm feeling, Lars. I hope you're doing great. We have one more exciting series ahead of us. We have the Dodgers coming in to face the Bulls. So both of these teams are loaded in. We're going to get a good game of standard 3v3, the new addition to MLE this season, and I am very excited to get it kicked off here.
Yeah, I want to harp on that point a little bit. Season 12 is the first season for minor league esports to have 3v3, and it has been a banger of a season so far. It's been so much fun to watch. Dodgers, hopefully to have some fun here tonight. They are 0-5 so far on the season. Bulls 3-2, and that could be an uphill battle for the Dodgers out here. More to have fun than anything, but we all like to have fun by winning a game every now and again. The Bulls have a little bit more experience in that department, looking to come out here and further that above 500 record.
Well, I hate to look at the tail of the tape too much because I had to eat my hat last time when the Puffins couldn't live up to their end of the bargain. The Foxes came out and did a wonderful job of putting them away in 4, getting a 4-1 win over it. So, you don't want to overlook these teams that might not have the best records because it is the beginning of the season. You haven't seen all the pairings, and you haven't seen all the little twists in turn that you're going to see as this long season plays out over these weeks. So, it's just trying to find that elusive win, and we saw 20 minutes ago, the Fox is able to get their first series win, so it's up to Dodgers to do it here, and I think they can certainly do it. They have a little bit of a task in front of them, but I will not say never is never.
Oh yeah, this is Premier League. There are fewer teams, fewer franchises in this league because of numbers. We do 16 franchises in Premier League as opposed to 32 in Academy, Champ, and Master. So no doubleheaders so far, and to your point, there's not a lot of history to go on. Yes, Dodgers struggling a little bit so far this season, but that could turn around right here on the side of the Dodgers in the white. Delta, Good Neighbor, and Squid. On the side of the Bulls in the red, Deluxe, Evil, and Jesper already underway in game number 1.
Well, already underway is the Dodgers trying to find an attack here off of a counter opportunity from Good Neighbor, but not able to get it here. The ball bouncing high. Another touch from Delta, but too far left. Up, waiting for it is Deluxe. Now the Bulls trying to find one on Good Neighbor, but a very good touch there. Delta trying to get to it in time. Evil looking for a pass to the corner. Is going to bounce off the ceiling from Jesper. Evil, a near post opportunity, but he can't find the angle. It bounces off the sidebar, but he's back again. Squid gets the save. The Dodgers stay alive.
They hold on despite a slow roller right down the goal line. A great pass upfield to Delta, but well read by Evil on that back wall. Back wall defense so critical at this level. That ability to prevent those kind of attacks that I love to see, which is attack the back wall, bait the defense out, and then attack the front of the net. But so far we've seen both teams do an excellent job of preventing any kind of offensive opportunities out of those kind of pushes. Dodgers double commit to try to get this one down. Good Neighbor not taking care of that car there, but it doesn't matter as the Dodgers don't find a way to capitalize on it. Jesper trying to get this one down in front of the net, but the Dodgers standing tall despite a couple of slow rollers. Anytime there's any real pressure, they keep that from being any angle that's really scoreable for the Bulls.
Well, right now, there are 3 saves on the Dodgers side. That is 100%. The Bulls, though, only 1 compared to the 2 shots. So, well, 2 now. So there has been 1 left on the board there from the Dodgers who could not get it to go. Deluxe pitching it high, but the bump from Delta. The Dodgers not giving up quality chances here. The ball is up high. Up is Squid. A soft touch on that Cyclone, but dropping it down. The only car he finds is Deluxe. Deluxe trying to drop it in, but Delta, another big save. Evil and the Bulls still trying to find some pressure here. The ball on this Dodgers side. The ball bouncing out to midfield. Evil backing off the backboard, but not able to get it to go here. Delta in transition.
I do need to point out that we saw Thunder B in the last series. Squid, another very popular, very talented commentator, unlike myself, apparently, out here on the field representing the Dodgers as Deluxe collects this one in the mid, throws that one a flick towards the net for Squid to pick up. Lux gets the demo on Good Neighbor, a little bit of revenge from earlier, but there's no one there from the Bulls to follow that one up. Across to Jesper, a great look upfield, and back to Evil. Love this control play back and forth between these players.
Well, there was good control, but no shot came of it. Delta looking for something off of it, but it goes too high. Now Deluxe trying to run it back. A soft touch here. Good Neighbor gets up and denies that one. Now the pass out from the Dodgers. Evil there reading it well. The Bulls trying to find it. Jesper is up in time, but once again the ball finds its way into the corner. Right now, just game one jitters. Both team trading possessions here. The Dodgers get a big time demo, but the ball is flipped. Up again is Evil. That soft touch bouncing down. Evil's going to find it in. A beautiful job just letting it find its way in.
I love this attack here. Evil sends this one all the way downfield, pops that one high, draws the defense up and away. They double commit going high, and Delta tries to get back down as Evil gets the slightest little touch to bounce that one down and underneath. It will be the Bulls that strike first. Still plenty of time left on the clock for Dodgers to mount the counterattack.
Well, the Bulls posturing well at midfield, but they need to be careful here. Squid with a solid read on that upfield 50. The ball bouncing down. The backflip, though, the fake. The squishy save from Evil to flip the field, coming up and in that net to clear it out. The ball bouncing back off the backboard. Good Neighbor waiting for it. It's Deluxe. The Bulls get a demo here. Now they have a 3-on-2 chance, but Delta denies it. The Dodgers breathe a sigh of relief.
They've done generally a pretty good job, like I said earlier, keeping that ball clear of that front attacking shooting lane. It seems like the transition is really the Bulls' best opportunity. And shocker, getting a little bit of momentum and barreling down the field, bringing all that mass and weight to bear. It seems to be the advantage of the Bulls. The Dodgers, solid in the defensive rotations, but struggling to find a way to attack the net effectively. Here's an opportunity. Good Neighbor off the crossbar. Squid will finish, and 64 seconds remain as the Dodgers tie it up.
It is quality over quantity, and they finally found that quality opportunity. Squid cleaning it up there at midfield. All three players commit, but Lars, you do not have to play defense when you score.
Well, you know what they say, the best defense is a good offense, and it's a little bit qualified by the fact that the Bulls are effective in the transition, and you can be caught too far upfield, but you are attacking that net. It's so much more difficult for those defenders to try to find a good opportunity than being on the back foot, as there's a big demo from Deluxe. Evil takes their time to get this one center, and it's not punished, but Squid doesn't find the clear, and a scramble on the defensive line for the Dodgers as this ball continues to lurk in front of their net.
The ball continuing to lurk here on the Dodgers side. Squid up, pushing off his own backboard. A dangerous touch there, but Good Neighbor clearing it out as far as they can. One beat by Deluxe. Low boost trying to find Jesper there. Evil, the last ball back. Lone Ranger here is Delta. Gets the demo on him. Deluxe getting a double demo. The Bulls in transition. They read that play beautifully, destroying both of the Dodgers players, killing that offensive in its stead.
I don't have my demo counter up, but I love the amount of physical play that we have seen so far here in this series. It's so beautiful to see. There's a shot opportunity touched away by Delta, and another big demo out of Jesper. A lot of teams, as we see overtime in game number one, a lot of teams are very hesitant to get into that physical play, but it could be the Dodgers. No, not quite, as both these teams are very aggressive right off the bat. I love to see that meta develop.
Lars, we have just been blessed with overtime after overtime after overtime, and here we are in game one of this series with another overtime game. Evil looking midfield has Jesper trying to get to it, a soft touch there, but not able to get to it in time. It rolled too far right. Good Neighbor too overzealous there. Squid running to get the 50 and does, but the Bulls still in control. Delta very good pace, throwing it up to Squid on the sidewall. Counterattack bouncing off the backboard, trying to find any of the white cars, and that is going to find it. Good Neighbor, great job getting there.
That is the first game win of the season for the Dodgers, and let me once again be the first to say congratulations, as Good Neighbor absolutely slams that ball home to finish overtime in favor of the Dodgers.
Well, in favor of the Dodgers it was, and just a great job of finding a way to finish it. Looked like they were going to bend but break, but they find a way. They had 10 shots comparatively to the 8, so technically the pressure was on their side. They did what they had to do, a big goal and assist on both Squid and Good Neighbor, so huge plays from them.
Yeah, this is great pressure out of the Dodgers. They had very solid defensive rotations. That's represented here in the saves as well. 7 saves out of the Dodgers on 8 shots from the Bulls. The Bulls proving effective, though. When they do get that opening, they're not throwing it into the crossbar. They're not throwing it into the post. They are putting it on net. And it just goes to show the level of play and consistency that's required out of the Dodgers to continue to compete at this level right now. One mistake was all it took for the Bulls to drive this one to overtime and keep this one this close. Dodgers need to continue to be borderline perfect in the defensive end, or the Bulls could come stampeding down the street and run away with this series.
Well, let's just move out of the way. They're the Dodgers, so it's simple for them. You had to put the stampede in there. I have to catch you back, Lars. So, but really, it's just up to them. Continue it. They able to survive an OT there and advance. They get the win. So, can they find a way to continue that pressure and get a lead and do it in regulation so you don't have that golden goal? Because once you get to that time, you can feel as comfortable as you want in that extra time. You can feel like you have the play set up, the kickoffs, everything. But if it is one singular goal, both of these teams have an equal opportunity to win.
Yeah, especially overtime with the way the Bulls hit those transition plays as a dangerous territory. Dodgers, well-earned victory in game number 1, but you spend too much time, and the Bulls will find a way to make that work as the Dodgers find the first offensive pressure of game number 2. Here's an opportunity across the front of the net. Squid not quite as fast as Jesper to get up to that one. Now Deluxe off the back wall sends this one deep, deep, deep into Dodgers territory.
Within Dodgers territory here as Delta finds the pass out, but Evil sniffs it out, playing that beautiful free safety, that third waiting, and then striking at the right moment. Good neighbor trying to make something off of that demo from Delta. Delta throwing across the pitch, finding Squid, but a big-time save there from Evil, put back in by Delta.
Wow. Squid off the crossbar, off the post. It rolls down, and Evil on the rotation through just catches it on that rear fender. But it doesn't matter with that quick follow-up from Delta to finish this one off. And the Dodgers find themselves with their first real lead of the series.
By the way, I got to go and plug this out there right now. Got to say I am a big fan of Squid's car. He switched to the Cintio here off of the Cyclone. Another very long, really fun car to use. So I like that car change here as the Dodgers back up by 1 in comfort and in control right now. Bulls, Jesper has a touch here, trying to get it past 1. A big 50 from Good Neighbor, stalls it. Jesper, though, turning in time, but Delta, too speedy. The pass to Good Neighbor, a big-time save there from Evil.
I think I'm noticing a trend here with Squid's cars, and I'm now wondering if we'll see the Lamborghini later in this series as they seem to be embracing the supercar trend as Delta rolls this one through the corner. That one's just off. I would like to remind everybody that this is Minor League Esports, and if you see a play you like a shot on net here out of Good Neighbor that doesn't quite find its way in as Deluxe picks up a save, you can go ahead and clip that here on Twitch and submit it on Twitter, MLE Sports, at MLE Sports GG, hashtag DOTW, or in the appropriate Discord here in our Discord, which you can join by going to mlesports.gg/apply. Get one of these players a case of balls guarana. Good Neighbor with a huge save to get that one clear of the shooting lane.
Getting it clear of the shooting lane and getting this team some space. The Dodgers starting to get choked out there. You got a little bit worried. Delta has to get this one. It kind of looked like they thought they had a third and then realized, oh yeah, we should probably stop this one rolling towards our net. Jesper throwing it high, looking for Evil. Up in time is Squid, though. The ball just too far away from these Bulls cars. The Red trying to find any way, but they cannot get the ball to each other. Just kind of like a spotty Wi-Fi connection right now, dropping at the most inopportune times.
The one thing I would like to see a little bit more of here in both of these teams, honestly, is the midfield challenges. Both of these teams are allowing their opponent to drive all the way down the field to the back wall. That was off the crossbar. Good Neighbor almost finds the finish, but Jesper comes up with a huge save, and the Bulls do a good job of a nice high-low to clear that one away. The onslaught doesn't stop as the Dodgers continue to hammer away at this back wall.
Shot after shot after shot, and it is save after save after save. Bending but not breaking, standing when it matters, just trying to do anything. An unstoppable force meets the immovable object, all of it and above right now. But the Dodgers will try again. Deluxe passing out to Evil. Evil flipping the pitch here and giving the Bulls some very much needed space and time.
Bulls, like you said, need some space and time. The Dodgers doing a good job of getting up in their face, but as I was trying to say earlier before the flurry of action, is I'd like to see some more midfield challenges developing. Right now, both these teams content to let the ball return all the way to their own goal line before making the attack back down the other way. Some physical play out of Evil to try to clear out the front of the net. Doesn't find it. Now Squid scrambling to get back. Gets this one on net. And there's the Dodgers with a 2-0 lead as we approach 90 seconds remaining.
So I was sitting here just thinking to myself, 10-3. Oh, no, that's going to be 11-3. 11 shots to 3. The Dodgers find another one here and put this one in the back of the net. A great job from Squid, able to catch up and reach out with that long car.
We see fleeting moments of Bulls' sustained offensive pressure, but it's just that. It's fleeting. And they struggle to find a way to keep this ball contained down in the Dodgers' end. Dodgers' transition plays just effective enough to get this one downfield, but the contain currently second to none as they bring so much more offensive pressure downfield. And here's another one, but easily touched away by Deluxe, who will pick up a Savior medal in the process. This one loose in the mid. A rare moment of space and clarity for that ball, but Delta finds a way to prevent it from lurking anywhere closer to that net.
That ball had a moment to finally collect its own thoughts and dreams, but then immediately got sent back by Delta. Good neighbor sailing on it here. The soft touch trying to get it past one. Jesper able to stop it, looking for Deluxe here. The ball for the Bulls, but it's turned away by Delta. Jesper, the soft touch midfield. Good neighbor ready in time. The demo coming from Delta and Squid. That turns away this offense. Squid now with a chance to set up his two teammates. A 2-on-2 arises. Now we see Good neighbor up the soft touch down, but the Bulls deny it in transition. Another demo here for the Dodgers. They might be beaten in positioning, but they will take your car out. You cannot shoot when you have no one to shoot it.
It's awesome rotations in the defensive end of the Dodgers. And as I say that, of course, they all go to the corner.
What?
That one loops slowly towards the net, and Jesper will cut that lead back down to one.
Jesper, yes, sir. That is a good shot from them. Able to put them back within one with only 20 seconds left. Leaning back with that soft kiss in the undercarriage to tuck it in.
Beautiful shot out of Jesper. It's a great cut and a good recognition of the Dodgers. As I'm talking about how well they've been positioning, all positioning themselves stacked on each other in the corner. This is no longer the pre-game lobby. I know that that's what was practiced before we got started here. But with one last opportunity here, Good neighbor gets a shot on net, and there's the follow-through. It bounces on the goal line before finally finding the back of the net, and Squid will secure this game in favor of the Dodgers.
That, I hate to say, probably puts it away, but 4 seconds, that will do it. Barred down and in. Squid off of the beautiful dish there from Good neighbor, and that is how the Dodgers look to put away this game.
Oh, 4 seconds remaining, and that kill right there will be the end of the game. Yes, you can technically score twice in 4 seconds, but it's supremely unlikely, and the Dodgers prove just why with some solid play in the last 4 seconds here to secure the second game of the series. And now they're off to a wonderful start. It's on the Bulls now to find a way to get this ball clear, get some pressure downfield.
Well, just the litany of shots, a ton of shots there coming out from the Dodgers. 7 alone there from Delta, so the pressure, relentless. It's up to the Bulls to find a way to get some consistent clears, get some control in midfield. You talked about wanting to see more challenges. If we can find those challenges as a Bulls team, you will not allow that many shots unless you just have some errant touches or some misses. So it's important to them to pick that back up and find a way to slow down this Dodgers attack.
We're seeing a trend develop here. Dodgers, 6 saves. Bulls, 1 goal on 7 shots. And it's just a touchy reminder here to the Dodgers of, hey, we're here, we're lurking, and if you slip up, we are scoring every single time. So Dodgers, excellent showing here so far in this series, and the offensive pressure, it's beautiful. I love it. Oh, it's so good. But be careful. If you slip up, you know the Bulls have your number.
Well, they have the number. They've yet to call it, though, Lars. They have the answer to the question. They know the right time. They just have to get it in. So now the Bulls loaded in, ready to stop this slide. So it's important to them. They got to get those 50 wins at midfield. They got to find a way to control the boost on their own end because they've been kind of starved out and forced to make those low boost saves.
Well, speaking of making saves, Delta not forced to make one here. Squid with that transition all the way downfield. And they're so quick to get this ball up and down. You have to be perfect in how you recognize the shift in momentum to prevent from getting burned. Squid with an opportunity sends this one high into the backboard where Deluxe will bring this one all the way back out to midfield to a waiting Good neighbor. He tries to keep this one contained, and Deluxe picks up a 50, collects this one towards the wall. Delta reads this one over the top. Good neighbor doesn't have the timing, but Squid is back. Another changeup of car, and as I was wit to notice, they got themselves demoed, pressure developing. Squid now in the octane on Squid Watch here. But This ball, another rare opportunity for the ball to find some space and just bounce for a second. You don't see it very often. That's something that's great about these players is they're very quick to challenge. They don't allow time or space for plays to develop. It's key with players of this caliber. Squid puts that on net. Deluxe has a huge save.
A great pass, a better shot, and an excellent save there. The Bulls deny it on the goal line just enough at the right time. Deluxe, a big-time save. Now the Bulls trying to find a counterattack here. Bounce down to Deluxe. Jesper doesn't want to commit, though. Good call as now Good Neighbor flips the field and making him run back to cover.
Delta has space for this ball, and there's the pressure downfield. Squid puts it just off the post, and Delta will clean it up. And yet again, we see the Dodgers in the lead.
Well, Delta does it all there. Gets the self-pass there. Both of the Bulls players commit. We both wanted to hop on it because we saw that opportune moment for Delta. That was his moment. That was his chance, and he takes it and puts the Dodgers back up by 1.
Squid winning this kickoff handily, but it's immediately returned back down to center in the Dodgers' end of the field. Now, Good Neighbor tries to collect this one through the corner. A little bit of a struggle to get this ball clear, but Good Neighbor will send that one on net. Jesper picks up a relatively easy save to keep that one away. Attempts the catch, doesn't find it. Pass out to Evil, tries to take a shot on net, touched away by Squid. And Squid has been such a huge presence all over the field here in this series. Offensive, defensive, everywhere they need to be. But as the Bulls finally start to develop some offensive pressure, this is dangerous territory for the Dodgers. They haven't found themselves playing very much defense yet this series. They need to find a way to continue that trend.
Well, Delta doing enough there to get it past 1, but a nice pass from Evil, but no cars there from the Bulls. A nice job by Delta to slow it down and keep it low. The Bulls thought it was going to bounce one more time. Evil throwing it back, looking for Deluxe. Deluxe, the beautiful bar down, tie this game up.
Well, we know the Bulls' bread and butter. It's this nice soft touch across to a nice soft touch off the top of the car into the high top shelf of the net. Now 2 for 2 on that kind of shot. First with Jesper, and now here with Deluxe. We're 1-1. They've seen the Dodgers in this position before and walk away with a victory. The onus is on the Bulls to find a way to continue this pressure and continue to outshoot this Dodgers team.
Well, there's a chance there from Evil, but 2 players committing from the Dodgers. That is too many. As now Squid throwing it back down, looking for Neighbor, but Neighbor a little bit too overzealous, coming down a little bit too early on that pre-jump attempt. Deluxe carrying it over 1, trying to carry it over 2. Good Neighbor, though. That Dominus is just too long, too tall as Delta throws it at Good Neighbor, near post opportunity, but it's turned away by Jesper and company. Jesper doing a good job to get another save there. Delta the backflip looking up for Good Neighbor. Good Neighbor can't get it past Evil this time. The Bulls trying to get it feverishly off of their side. The Dodgers knocking around Bow back midfield. Good Neighbor a chance, but once again a touch from a Bulls player denies it.
The Dodgers have been relatively quiet throughout this game with only that one quick goal-scoring opportunity. But here in the last 30 seconds or so, they've absolutely turned on the Jets. They're ready to bring some pressure downfield, push the Bulls onto that back foot. They've really ripped that red cape out from in front of them and leave the Bulls scrambling in the defensive end.
Scrambling right now is Squid, trying to get the touch here. Delta denying it a good time. Just making that save, that diving effort in their own net. Squid has one to beat here, backflipping on the sidewall as Deluxe to 50 it. The Bulls players trying to make sure they do not give it away. The ball bouncing around. You got to be careful here as now it's up to Delta in the corner. Ball high, Deluxe, past 1. Good Neighbor and Delta running back. A good call up there as Delta's going to push it back. The Bulls back on defense.
Ooh, that's a beautiful transition play all the way from Delta to Squid, back down to Delta into that top far 90, and a gorgeous play out of the Dodgers.
Well, the rotations was there. It didn't look like it because he was going far post, but he cuts it in, and just the great spot from Delta to realize that top left post was open. They take advantage. They take the 1-goal lead, and now they're looking to take a series lead at 3-0.
Oh, wow. What a play. Oh, my goodness. That was gorgeous. Squid over-jumped it a little bit on the pre-jump, gets the recovery back down onto it. And I mentioned earlier, if you like what you see, hashtag POTW at MLE Esports GG on Twitter or in the Discord. Absolutely clip that one and send it in because that is a contender if I have ever seen one.
Well, right now we have contenders in this game. The Bulls trying to find something here. 30 seconds left. Squid on the sidewall trying to find the pass, but it's only to the corner. Delta to the backboard, looking near post. A lot of space. Evil too far back. Delta takes advantage of that lackluster defense, and they once again go up by 2.
Almost a little bit of rope-a-dope here in round 3 of this battle between the Dodgers and the Bulls, because we saw them, like I said earlier, Dodgers, they sat quiet, they sat content in the defensive end for so long through the mid-game and allowed the Bulls to kind of hammer away and said, okay, you've had your fun. Are you done now? Because now it's our turn. The Dodgers, in the last minute of this game, absolutely turning it on and running away with game number 3. Only 7 seconds left on the clock. The Bulls need something right now, and they won't find it. This one through the mid, and the Dodgers take the series. We have 2 more to play, but 3-0 so far in favor of the Dodgers.
Well, that is 100% of their wins coming tonight, if I remember correctly, which great job from Delta and company. They are out big here. Momentum surely on their side. The Dodgers firmly in control of this series so far. Delta, 3 big goals on 3 shots and 3 saves. We just needed 3 more assists for the tricycle.
Well, we have continued the trend. I've said it before, so I'm going to point it out yet again. The Dodgers, 5 saves. The Bulls, 6 shots. This time, however, these shots not all coming on transition plays. The Dodgers allowed the Bulls to hammer away for a good solid minute, 90 seconds or so, and they just couldn't find a way to finish this one off. They had a beautiful pass play across the mid. Do not get me wrong. It was a gorgeous setup and an excellent execution out of Deluxe. But at the end of the day, the Dodgers proved themselves, hey, we can stick to offense and hammer away at your net and prevent you from getting an opportunity by just pinning you back in your own end. And we can sit back on defense. We can relax a little bit, get a nice tight rotation going, and let you exhaust yourselves before we burst out of our end and just absolutely pummel that last 90 seconds.
Well, Lars, this is exactly what the Dodgers did there before that 1-minute mark. They just leaned back. They were comfortable, hands behind the head, man. They were just chilling. And then, oh, I got to sit up now. We have the ball. We got to get a goal here and got a pair to extend the lead and able to put this series away. So the Dodgers flying high, doing a lot of good things right. And so the Bulls now have to knock them off their high horse. They got to try to find a way back into this series in Game 4.
I do need to reiterate what happened to get that lead, that pass from Delta to Squid and back to Delta.
They sat up.
It's a highlight of the night. It's a highlight of the night. Absolutely. As Good Neighbor gets a barely enough touch to send that one off the back post. And here's Squid back to Delta yet again. One-on-one coming down the field. Jesper with a well-timed challenge to keep that one away. And the Dodgers return to form in the offensive end.
Well, returning to form as Good Neighbor looks for that near post opportunity. Squid now stuck in front of the net, but maybe it's not stuck with him. Maybe the Bulls are worrying about him. The Dominus can't get there. Good Neighbor, a lot of space. Delta too far right, can't get it to go in the corner. Now Deluxe trying to find the control here, tries to find the ball, goes underneath the last defender, but Good Neighbor back in time. The Bulls knocking on the door here, but the ball is up. Up is Jesper, though. Delta denying it. Evil throwing it off the sidewall there, but it's just a handshake to Good Neighbor.
Well, an homage to the roots of this league. We are now in a 2v2 scenario as a Rule 1 develops. Evil takes a big save here, and it'll be Delta and Good Neighbor versus Evil and Jesper as, Deluxe and Squid are in a Rule 1 in the back end. A big demo from Delta to try to open one up here. And like I said, MLE was a 2s league for 11 seasons prior to now. And you're getting a little bit of sample of that Premier League 2s action. And you have to love the respect for the Rule 1. But the Dodgers, 2v2 or 3v3, continue offensive pressure. That one left a little bit too long for my comfort. And the Bulls defensive end, But Evil finds a way to get back to it. Double commit out of the Bulls. A little bit of a scramble. A little bit of desperation on the side of the Bulls. They finally get this ball clear. But demoed for their efforts is Evil, and this will be back the other way.
Well, it was looked like synchronized swimming, but synchronized goalkeeping there, Lars, is now Delta taking advantage of the numbers game. But Jesper coming back, trying to clear it. Delta running off, just kind of handing this off. He's going to wait for the 50 and does get it here. Jesper at midfield, a 2-on-1 opportunity. No, 1-on-2 opportunity for Jesper, throwing it high. Good Neighbor able to get the save. Delta and company waiting on the backboard. The Dodgers now find themselves in a similar corner where both of them playing the ball. Delta almost got locked into another Rule 1.
I almost kind of want to see it now, but I do know if we see that, depending on which player picks up that Rule 1, this could be very dangerous. Fortunately for the Dodgers, if we end up in that 1v1 scenario, they're big ones play that we saw earlier out of Deluxe is no longer a threat. Deluxe being in the current Rule 1. This ball now collected by Good Neighbor, sending this one downfield, demoed by Evil, but it will continue on the way, and Delta finds the demo in retribution. Dodgers take yet another lead.
The sacrificial bunt from Evil taking that demo. Jesper doesn't realize that Dodgers Delta is just waiting underneath, just that, the meme of Undertaker popping up behind the next person. That's exactly what Delta was. He tried to slow it down and get the save there, but it's turned away. The Dodgers up by 1, and they regain their third player.
Well, the Bulls attempting to get a retribution of their own, throw a quick offensive pressure on net, but the Dodgers continue to stand tall on defense. 4 saves from the Dodgers so far, and they continue to outshoot this Bulls team. This is more of kind of the same old that we have seen from this series, and despite the fact that it is extreme talent, high-flying action, we've seen it for 4 games now, and it has yielded the same results every time. Good Neighbor from Squid.
Another one as Good Neighbor climbs the ladder off of that beautiful addition, like you said it, from Squid. Deluxe just caught a little bit too far forward, reaching and arcing back in that Octane, but not enough. Too little, too late.
Slight over-rotation in the defensive end was all it took for Good Neighbor to find a way to finish this one off, as Evil, it's a little bit of an extra rebound off that ball. It turned around, won't get the follow that they wanted out of this. But what I like to see out of these players, and something to note for maybe some developing Rocket League minds out there, is especially in this 3v3 game mode, you see players, they end up awkwardly positioned with 0 boost. But when it's your turn to go for the ball in threes, you have to continue to bring that pressure downfield. And we've seen both sides of the ball do that. Oh my goodness, that one's almost on as Delta barely rips that one off the post.
An absolute missile towards the back of the net, and you said it, Delta in the last possible second denying that one. Evil and the Bulls knocking on the door here. They have to find a way in the back pass to Jesper, but Jesper all the way back home there. Now it's up to Deluxe here. Near post opportunity, and it goes in.
Well, the Dodgers get caught out of position. It's a wide rotation to the defensive end as Good Neighbor over-rotates just a little bit, commits to that boost, and allows Deluxe to come up. Squid, despite their best efforts, just doesn't quite have the speed to get back, as both other players from the Dodgers have abandoned the net and gone either for boost or upfield passes. The Bulls continue to prove that they are threatening when you give them the opportunity. It just comes so few and far between, as the Dodgers very solid. Evil takes advantage of an awkward catch, and here we are 2-2 with less than a minute remaining.
Deluxe doing the right thing of just putting the ball in a threatening position, making Good Neighbor just awkward, and that is the name of the game. If you can make your opponents awkward, that is an opportunity for you to take advantage of, and that is exactly what the Bulls do. They tie it up with just under a minute left in Game 4.
Delta up high, touches this one away from Jesper's shot. It will be Evil to collect in the corner. Plenty of mechanical skill here on both sides of the ball. Squid touches that one away barely. This one also on net. Good Neighbor throws this one out to the wall where there's a waiting Evil with a Jesper pass, and that is it. The Bulls secure a lead here late in game number 4.
Well, it's just a great read from Evil. They're throwing it off of the sidewall. Jesper cheating up in time, and that is just so much open net. The Bulls find a way, and they're back up by 1.
Oh boy, this is the Bulls' best opportunity we have seen yet this series. You know the Dodgers are going to be playing out of their minds to try to get this one back. They would love a 5-game sweep here. Delta goes up for this one, doesn't quite find the touch as Squid collects and sends this one all the way upfield. Evil picks up a demo on Delta lurking upfield, and they will be able to turn this one back. Deluxe with a shooting opportunity, and Delta on the recovery takes advantage of being back for boost. Now all they need to do is get this ball down, but the Dodgers not going to go down without a fight. 0 seconds on the clock. Delta plays this into the corner. There's Deluxe off the wall. Good 50 to get this one clear, but Good Neighbor should be able to catch. They let it fall, and the Bulls prevent the 5-0 sweep by picking up game number 4 in the last 26 seconds.
Just calm, calculated, and in control. The 3 C's got checked off there. The Bulls pressuring, and then find a way to sneak Jesper out in front of it. And Lars, did you see that? 1 goal and 1 assist for every single player on the Bulls roster.
Very, very evenly played, but Evil picking up 4 saves, the defensive monster that is the difference between a win and a loss against this Dodgers team. But the Dodgers, 10 saves themselves.
Still gave up 3 goals.
Exhausting. It's exhausting.
It's incredible.
They put up a huge defensive effort. Oh my goodness. But this is the first time we have seen them outshot by the Bulls. I think that's the big difference here is the Dodgers have, for the most part in this series, controlled offensive pressure in one way or another. High shooting, low shooting, whatever it is, it's the Dodgers with the advantage as they push this pressure downfield. They let up a little bit. They let the Bulls free of their end. They let the Bulls run rampant in the China shop, and they paid the price. There's broken glass, broken ceramic everywhere. Now they have to sweep up the pieces and try to recover game number 5.
Well, only losing one game sounds like a lot less of an expensive mistake than letting an actual Bull into a China shop. But they did let them back into the series, and that is always a dangerous thing to do. So now the Bulls trying to grasp that momentum, hold on to it, and run through this game 5 and make it a 2-3 instead of a 4-1.
As we mentioned time and time again, every game counts when it comes to playoff implications. So despite the fact that the Dodgers have secured the series, there's game wins that will decide our playoff contention. And this can be as hotly contested as we've seen every other play here as Delta and Deluxe elect for the slowest of slow plays, and Deluxe walks away with the ball. Evil will get the demo here as opposed to the ball, and that will be the Dodgers' opportunity to return this one back downfield.
Good neighbor with a chance here, going off the backboard. Delta, no, the team save! Oh, pain, despair, agony perhaps if you're so inclined. But now the Dodgers playing a little bit of defense here. Evil coming off the ceiling, trying to find that nice touchdown, and he does, but Delta denies it. Now on the sidewall, good neighbor looking for Delta again, but he can't find the pass at midfield. The Bulls in transition, but they are stalled once again. This ball kind of stagnating in the pitch right now.
We haven't seen the control that we've seen out of the past Dodgers. The Bulls finally finding their the Bulls finally finding their stride as they find a way to start jumping these passing plays that have been so effective for the Dodgers. The Dodgers' control game, which was second to none earlier in this series, is starting to fall apart a little bit, and that is hugely to the advantage of the Bulls, where the Bulls before couldn't find a way to take shooting opportunities. Now they're getting to control the ball themselves and really rob the Dodgers of any real field presence.
Well, field presence is an important thing because sometimes it's not about having all the shots. A triple commit, mind you, triple the commit, triple the fun there on the Dodgers side. Have to be careful here. Mistakes like that could cost you another game in this series as they're trying to protect this lead in the series. Mind you, not in the game, it's still tied, but that's going to be a lead for the Bulls as Deluxe gets it past all the players and walks it in.
I think you can trace this all the way back to that triple commit in the defensive end. When something like that happens, it kind of rattles everybody mentally. They get scrambled on the field. The rotation breaks down for a little bit, and they just couldn't hold on long enough to reset mentally, get back in that stable Dodgers team that we've known and loved throughout this series, and they get punished for it in the return.
Squid answers your call, by the way. He's in the Lambo.
Shot.
You talk about it, a beautiful shot, the fake there coming from Squid in the air. Delta throwing it high. Deluxe trying to read Delta there. Evil can't get there in time. Delta putting it back in the end. And the Dodgers, punch, counter punch. They give up the goal. Anything you can do, we can do better, Bulls, and we'll put one back up and tie the game at just over 3 minutes.
Need to see the Dodgers return to form. Here's an opportunity. It's just off the post, and Evil dives across the front of the net to retain a tie game here and actually convert it back the other way. Evil will take advantage for the Bulls.
Well, 2-1 opportunity here for the Bulls. You have to respect both players as a shooter, and Squid was respecting that crossing ankle, and just enough of a touch is Evil to take this one and put the Bulls back up by 1.
Oh, wow. What a turnaround between these two teams. That kickoff killed in the middle. It will take 3 players from each team to get that ball clear of that starting position finally. Squid fakes out the 1. He goes for the 50 on the second. He doesn't exactly win, but it's not punished terribly. It'll be Delta to find it first. Now Deluxe pass to center. Evil tries to send it back, but Deluxe has already committed across. Jesper will come up and challenge this one. Squid wins that 50, loses their life defending that ball on the clear. And Delta should have an opportunity here. Good patience out of Deluxe. Down into the corner.
Nice
there's
touch.
A shot on net, and there's nobody home. Dodgers players the only thing in front of the Bulls net.
They had to make sure they got there for the in picture. They wanted to make sure they got in the kill cam, Lars. Good neighbor showing up in Delta there. Not goal securing, not goal stealing, letting it go in. Squid ties this game off the good pass from Good Neighbor.
Just past halfway. 2-2. It's been a tight series. It's been an extremely competitive series.
Why not OT?
Regardless of what happens, Well, regardless of what happens, it's been an honor commentating with you throughout this series. Now, as the Dodgers, as the Dodgers get this ball clear, they'll get this one down into the offensive zone. A good neighbor looking to put one on net. That one's just down. Deluxe finds the save. And we're back the other way. The Bulls' transition game has been on point. They've been much more effective here in Game 5 than they have all series at getting this ball clear of the defensive end and not allowing the Dodgers to just tee off on that back wall and that goalpost like we've seen before.
But they've done enough. They've got the ball tied here, and now the ball's still on this Bulls side. Good neighbor throwing it up. Has to beat Jesper here. Jesper, though, not a favorable touch. The touch there coming in. Backward attempt from Squid, who can't find it. The pass from Delta was enough. Deluxe counterattack opportunity has one to beat in the air, but good neighbor turning, twisting, and arcing, denying it. Now he's up again, but he can't find it with the Dominus. That was a 2-on-1 play that could go, but now Evil flips the field back. The Bulls traded possessions back and forth with this Dodgers team, but neither team able to find enough of a strike. Back on this side of the Bulls, the Red giving a chance here, but Deluxe waiting patiently, getting another save here. The Bulls have nowhere to go. The demo comes through. The Dodgers are still in the attack.
A quick note about Squid Car Watch. I called it. We do see the Lamborghini here out of Squid. And a little bit of scramble from both teams in the midfield. A little bit of looser play than we've seen so far this series. There's been so much control, so much beautiful play. Evil plays this one down into the mid. Squid to the wall. Expected another Dodgers player to come up and take that, and they do not. This will be a pass out to Deluxe. And there's no back wall read. Evil finds the goal. Shy of 30 seconds remaining in game number 5.
You shoot high, you shoot high, you shoot high, you shoot high. They guess high, and then you pull the trigger low. Evil, nice touch underneath that last defender. 32 seconds left. Stand between them and getting another win.
The Bulls looking to keep this series close. Good neighbor has an opportunity up over the top. Tries to beat Evil. Evil too quick to make the challenge. Now Deluxe sends this one down into the offensive end. Squid to the wall to disrupt this offensive play. And good neighbor with a big demo to prevent any kind of passing play in the mid. Jesper, a great challenge. This one awkwardly positioned by good neighbor. Here's the push out of Deluxe, but they don't find a way to punish this one just yet. Less than 10 seconds remain for the Dodgers to try to pick up win number 4 of the season. But Evil will put the nail in the coffin and secure this for the Bulls.
4 seconds left, and that is 4 goals scored here for Bulls, and Evil 3 for them. A hat trick given on that shot there. A beautiful showing from the Bulls. They take the momentum coming off of that big win, and they find a way to do it again in back-to-back games. Good neighbor finding a nice touch on the kickoff. Deluxe kicks it up, and that is how, once this ball touches the ground, it will end. Ball bouncing around, the shot coming in from Deluxe. Deluxe puts the feels-good goal for the Bulls. They win it 5-2.
You know, we saw the respect for Rule 1 here earlier in this series. Now the first rule of Rocket League, keep the ball off the ground in 0 seconds, respected as well, though to the advantage of the Deluxe. Deluxe do fall in this series, but not without a battle, picking up games 4 and 5. But the Dodgers on their first series win of the season, coming off the back of their first game wins of the season. Congratulations, an excellent showing, and so much to be excited for going forward. What a play, what a team here, the way they played that defensive presence. Of the fewest saves we've seen out of them all night, however, 1 save where we're used to seeing 6, 7, 8, 9 saves out of the Dodgers. The defensive rotations, so solid. The offensive control in those first few games was just crushing on the Bulls. But the Bulls, the mental fortitude to reset and overcome and battle back and take a couple of games for themselves.
Well, I had a quote here that I circled. I don't think I got it entirely right, but something along the lines of the Bulls were telling the Dodgers between games 2 and 3 that, hey, we're here, we're shooting a lot, we're finding a way, and you're telling them, hey, Dodgers, do not give them any space because they're putting it accurately. They're making you make saves, and that is exactly what happened in that game there. The Bulls take advantage of it, and they find a way to take 2 back-to-back.
Yeah, the Bulls wedging those horns in there like a crowbar. They were given an inch, and they took a mile. But at the end of the day, it'll be the Dodgers that walk away with more victories in this series. That does, however, do it for us here tonight. So before we go, I would like to say, if you need some music for a project, make sure you check out our title sponsor, APM Music. They're going to be your #1 source for music that you need for live streaming, YouTube videos, short films, whatever it is you need music for. Additionally, you need a little bit of pep in your your steps, some energy balls guarana, go ahead and give them a look. It's a delicious, highly caffeinated soda drink. They've tried, I think, all of their flavors, and they are all bangers, so make sure you give them a look. Also, if you like one of the plays you saw here tonight, we absolutely saw a Play of the Week contender. You can get one of these players a case of balls guarana. Submit on Twitter, hashtag POTW at MLE Sports GG, or in the appropriate Discord. Speaking of which, here to get in the Discord, go ahead and apply, mlesports.gg/apply. We are a friendly, community-based league that has leagues for everybody from Bronze 1 all the way up through high SSL. We would love to welcome you in with open arms, but unfortunately for us, that is going to do it for us here tonight. This has been Foof and Lars Newt. We will love to see you back next weekend for some more minor league esports action. Thank you, and have a good night.